I believe the Norfolk Norwich Festival have done a wonderful job in delivering creative partnerships in Norfolk over the last few years. They've been able to work with high quality artists and practitioners, and they've really been able to get themselves into schools and deliver some really high quality work.
And the thing that Creative Partnerships does that's of particular benefit, I think, is helps schools access extra expertise through the agents working with the school to identify something that they want to do but is currently outside of their capability, which will account for all schools in some way. And it's through the process of that exploration that you achieve change for the young people, the school and the teachers, and they learn something they didn't know before.
We're here to take part in workshops that they're going to be delivering, and then we're going to end the day together to really start to think about what are the key messages that we want to take forward into the future, and to make sure the best parts of this practice continue on in schools no matter what the future holds.
This afternoon we have just been sort of taking some time to consider and remember the most fantastic moments of this last year's programme. So we've been creating maps, we've been drawing, we've been annotating, and then using those as springboards for some really deep discussions about what sort of things we really need to hold on to from this last year of creative partnerships experiences.
It's been great today to see so many children delivering activities to adults, and they've really led those and shown us what work they've been doing, what skills that they've developed and the outcomes of the work.
They were natural leaders, and really good for me just to be reminded of the potential of every single young person that I meet, actually.
They took us through some dance moves, they took us through some visual arts and got us to create our own work.
Can everybody push everything to the side for a minute, because we're now going to do something else?
And I was really impressed with the way that the children were able to manage the session, were able to give us instructions about what to do next and deal with teachers and other adults where they couldn't quite work out what they were supposed to do.
And it's been really lovely to hear from teachers, to hear about the journeys that their students have gone on.
Well, one of the main reasons we wanted to be involved with the Creative Partnerships project in the first place was that we found the children were quite passive in their learning, and then we began to realise, well, it's no wonder they're passive. We're telling them everything all of the time, and there's no possible way that they can make their own decisions about anything. And as we've gone through the project, we've got more and more confident and trusting of the children, and the children have just said that learning now is about having fun and learning even though you don't know you're doing it.
And I think what we've realised is that you do need to strike that balance between the national curriculum and the restraints that entails, and a more creative approach to the curriculum which could be completely open-ended.
The thing that Norfolk and Norwich have done that I think has been really successful is they've managed to bring the Creative Partnerships programme and the schools closely into the main festival work.
Because they deliver such a long, high-profile festival for a number of weeks in May each year, they've been able to allow the schools that are taking part in creative partnerships to engage with some of those artists and arts organisations visiting Norfolk and Norwich for the festival.
A lot of other organisations have really struggled to bring together the creative partnerships and work with schools with their main work, and I think at Norfolk and Norwich Festival they've been really successful in bringing the two together.
And I can think of Haircuts by Children as an example of that. When we got involved in that particular project last year, the responses that we got from our community ranged from incredulity that you could have 8- and 9-year-old children cutting the hair of the general public, to amazement that it actually took place and it went ahead. So to give our kids the opportunity to do something like that was just phenomenal.
The legacy of the Creative Partnerships programme from now on is that Norfolk and Norwich Festival are going to have a much stronger relationship with schools in Norwich and across Norfolk. And I think if you look at the difference it's made to those children and young people in their confidence and how they talk to other people and how they can communicate quite complicated ideas, I think you can see that it's had a really powerful impact.
Today's been an amazing day. It's been a chance to see some of the great work that's been taking place. It's been so inspiring to work with some of the children, and so sort of touching and moving to have them share their practice with us and to see the journeys that they've been going on, and that although Creative Partnerships is ending, it's very clear that schools are going to be continuing to try and find ways of holding on to some of the components of Creative Partnerships to ensure that this kind of work goes on into the future, and to be able to let schools know that children and young people remain an absolute priority for the Norfolk Norwich Festival.